What else do we want to talk about with Stellarfest?
So Stellarfest was a lot smaller this year. So that was a little bit of a shock, significantly less. So in the past, it's been 700 to 800 people. This year, the number that we kept hearing tossed around was about 500. And it is a smaller con in general. So that it doesn't completely throw off the vibe. Although I think we only saw the Purple Demon once. Just saying.
Yeah, random kid. I was going to give you a pin, and you went into a panel and went to the front seat like you do. So I couldn't come give you a pin. Then never saw you again all weekend. I don't get it.
So for those who are not in the know, this woman, she dresses.
You need to go back and listen to old shows.
She dresses as a purple demon, and she goes to a bunch of these smaller cons.
Fantastic outfit.
Yep.
And cosplay. I'm sorry. It's a cosplay.
Yep.
And we found out about her when we did our first Wise and Nerdy conjuration a couple years ago. She came and participated, and then she came again, and she was at some of our other panels. And so I had my owl pin, and I was going to give her one, and didn't see her again all weekend.
Yep. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. We had some great turnout, especially for Fandom Face Off, the game show that you do. We had some really good participation there, and that was a lot of fun.
I think you just had the most fun because you won and Bob lost.
I didn't. Well, I mean, I beat Bob, but I didn't win.
Oh,
that was
an internet troll. You won.
So. I mean, that's true. What was it? I think Queen Amidala won, and she was dressed as a cosplay as Queen Amidala. And so that was
God. Fun. Of course they were right, but I don't know. I don't know where the show came from because while I do use chat to help me, I form the jokes. Give me some choices that will fit this joke, and then I'll reshape it. Or say, give me some more. I must have mistyped. Maybe it was
Mira.
It could have been Mia, right? It could have been Mia because Mira, not Mira. For a different category. But then in my mind, because I'm writing them all at once. Since it's all 60, 70, 80, I usually spend an hour or two shaping it, reshaping it, getting rid of some old ones, putting in new ones. And then, when you feed it to ChatGPT, it gives you the choices like, no, I need you to break it up. So I'm searching and trying to because I'm trying to grab a widespread fandom base to pick from to mess with people. And I just know in my head that cat that's apparently called Derpy, I could picture it right now, the picture of him on Wikipedia, and I could swear his name was Miso. And so when that came up as a choice, it was Amidala and the other Star Wars people there. They went, who's Miso? I'm like, the cat, idiots. Just leave it.
And they're like, no, it's not.
And that became such a good moment.
And it popped up twice at two different questions.
Well, and then we made it about the soup, and that became a little inner meme as we're doing it. So much fun. But I think we should come up with something, Joe. I think maybe just basic like basketball scoring cards where they flip the number over. For every time somebody votes for yours, you get to flip over, and then like Bob flips his over, so y'all are trying to win. And I'll encourage Bob to cheat while you're not looking, those kind of things.
Well, and regardless of what he said, half the time he still voted for mine.
I know. So, I am going to, because it'll probably be you, Bob, again at Conjuration. I'm going to go ahead and rework the game.
Okay.
And try to take out some of the ones that because as you know, behind the scenes, there's 4 answers, but the top 2 are the ones that are going to show up all the time because you start with 2 choices, and there's 1 or 2 that still that. There, what was it? There was one that most people didn't know the other answer, and so the first one was just obviously going to be the winner, and I can't remember.
There were a couple that were obscure references or older references.
Me. Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm playing to all audiences, right? So I'm trying to capture stuff that my youngest daughter would be like, oh, I get the joke, up to Gen X dad who brought the daughter because I get that joke. That's so every once in a while, and I leave those because it's just audience based. Every once in a while, the anime ones don't land because people are like, I didn't know that one. Somebody didn't know who Lara Croft Tomb Raider was, and like, you had bad parents. That's what I told them in the audience. But yeah, we work some of that. But it was It was a lot of fun. You and Bob, this is your second time doing it together, right? I
Yep.
believe.
We
Tell me
did
the
it at
truth.
Conjuration as well.
Tell me the truth, because you are a gamer in this in many senses, but in this sense of reading the room and predictability patterns and all that nerd numbers that you see floating in front of you like the Matrix that makes you good at your job.
Okay.
Tell me you didn't manipulate him with some losing answers.
No, so him and we talked beforehand and decide which one we are gonna support.
I know.
But no,
you've also been around this game longer than he has. Tell me just a little bit of devious Joe to go, oh yeah, you want that one? Yeah, you take that one.
Well, sometimes he'll be like, which one do you want? And so I'll just be like, I'm gonna take that one. And sometimes it's the obvious one in my opinion. And so there were times where he was forced to argue for something that he didn't really want to be arguing for, to play devil's advocate for.
Yeah. So it's,
but I will say it's a lot harder to read the room when I'm up there defending my position.
And good, because you're not supposed to be playing for. But now I've turned it into a thing with the. That's the worst part of the troll. The what is it? What did I say? The odds are stacked in favor of the house. So you got to beat this doofus over here who sees the answers.
Well, sees the answers.
Yeah. No.
So the way that it's structured, the correct answer is whatever the majority is going with. So it's
the video of it is up my YouTube, just the youtube.com. I think it's Rock Out Podcasting is the channel.
Allegedly.
I don't, it could be bear crawling. I may never have renamed my original channel because stuff like that I put up there so I can grab it, link it out, reference it. If people see it on the public, that's fine. But it's so I can send it to cons and whatnot. Finally got a decent video with decent audio. So the camera's in the back of the room, but you can see the crowd, you can hear the reactions. I should have given you guys a mic for the table as well to hear your arguments a little bit clearer. But for the most part, and Bob, of course, Bob worked in a few dad jokes in there.
So it's Charles Rock Out of Podcasting McFall is the title of your YouTube channel, and it's at Charles McFall.
Oh, cool. I was smart at some point listening to Tyra and just put it as my name. But I thought I was telling, of course, I want to promote it, but I was also putting it out there for you, Joe, so you could, if you needed to, wanted to show it off because you did some funny work there. You did some good stuff. I think I do need to build as we keep practicing, and that's the problem. I only get to do it 4, 5, maybe times a year. So I'd like to do it maybe once a month sometimes just to get more practice to really shape it better. Because I think I could do something like the British Bake Off where one of you earns the handshake for the best joke that you make. A wild card or a Uno reverse card that like Bob could play on you and you had the easy one to defend. So everybody votes for you, and then he plays it and he gets the points back. I don't know, but it was fun. We had about 15 players, give or take. Oh,
more than that.
And then afterwards, that one girl had logged in twice. I really wanted her to win and lose at the same time.
And she just outright lost completely.
So afterwards, I saw her, and I thought she was such a good sport for me messing with her. I tried to get her attention, and I kind of bumped her with whatever I had in my hand, the little stand, the little tripod. And she went, "Excuse me?" And like, "Hey, I'm sorry. I just wanted to give you this."
Because we were walking in the hallway.
Yeah, I know I surprised her. I shocked the shit out of her. She wasn't really looking to see that. But yeah,
some random guy is poking me with the camera stand.
Thank you for playing my game. You're amazing. Here's a pin. Sorry, don't hurt me.
I still think she walked away confused.
Probably. What? So that was absolutely one of the highlights. And at this con that was noticeably shorter of people, it felt like we filled the room up pretty good.
Yeah, we still pulled in some decent numbers. So,
and they laughed and they stayed, and that's what I look for.
Yep.
What else did you have fun with there?
I mean, just seeing everybody, because there's always those familiar faces and whatnot that we get to hang out with and have fun with, and it's a good crowd. The vibes are always there. Being able to see like Mark Gunn and whatnot, and catch some of his songs, and yeah, just fun times.
If you want to introduce your family to him, he is at the Jordan Renaissance Festival starting this weekend till it
That's
ends,
right.
it ends the last weekend right before June. So it's like the 30th and 31st or 29th and 30th, whatever the last 2 days of May are. So yeah, he'll be there. And there's a lot. You've been there. There's lots of other cool stuff at the fest.
Oh yeah.
I know you don't always go, but sometimes you do. So
Yeah, we haven't been in a hot minute, so we'll have to get there one of these years.
Yep. I'm trying to think. There wasn't a whole. I mean, we did Wise and Nerdy did all right. I got tired. I definitely got tired after doing the game show. I was like,
Yep.
I'm just gonna out of energy. I'm still not in the place in life where I'm just making my own energy and bolting along. I mean, there's definitely times. There's been times I've done 5 panels in a day. They're like, Joe, you're dragging. Come on, let's go. And you're like, I'm coming. But Saturday, so I think it was all the downtime too. It was about 2 or 3 hours of downtime after the game show. And I mean, you did a panel or two, but then I had another panel. But I'm ready to go home now. I've sat for too long after that game show. I'm good.
Yeah, Saturday was a long day for us.
Yeah, and it's fun, and I'm glad that they did Stellar Fest. I hope that it was still good enough that they can do it again next year. Because that's the thing. Even if the number was like 500 people, that's badges sold. And I saw, like every con, there's a number of badges not picked up.
Yeah,
and that just hurts the feel of the con.
Yeah, well, and there was considerably less vendors, and even Bob and oh, why am I Ben?
Meeks.
Bob and Ben, our author friends, they were talking about how they were having trouble selling books and pins and bookmarks and whatnot, all the various things. And so it did feel a little bit off compared to last year. And I think it was Mark Gunn had commented that that's kind of how the couple of cons that he's been to this year have kind of felt, that people, the economy's hitting people hard, people are tightening their wallets. And so if they've got to pick and choose which cons to go to, they're picking the bigger cons instead of these smaller cons.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even you and I, we've backed off. We weren't doing as many cons as we did last year.
Yeah, we dropped off 1 or 2.
I am 0 for 2 now. 2 different cons. Had my boys selling my pins for me, helping with all that. And I got some good feedback. I actually showed it to Mark Gunn too and got some feedback on how to display them. But 0 pins sold. So far I've given away pins. I haven't sold a single one. I do have somebody from my newsletter who wants to buy one. I got to do that. I got to put up my newsletter from April, even though it's May. I haven't done it.